Sawadee Krap, and welcome to another Media Friday here for the Funkit Pod. It's Friday somewhere, right? So let's stick with the name Media Friday. It's been a crazy busy week, but I still thought, hey, we need to discuss a few media things. And well, actually this week there's only one media thing I want to discuss because it's just a great example for how media works, like all things media. And I could say, hey, while my cat is running around here, hey Snooze, you can come up here. I could say spoiler alert, but by now you probably all watched it. You all, I assume, watched Squid Game. If not, watch Squid Game. If you didn't watch it, maybe some minor spoiler. So I'm not gonna discuss the show or the questionable ending of the show, but I'd rather want to discuss Squid Game impact on media and how media just soaked it up right now, because Squid Game is number one in 90 plus countries on Netflix. There are reports out there that say that Koreans are surprised and baffled by the success of Squid Game in other countries because they don't think that it's that great of a show. But well, I mean, that's everybody has to decide it by themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. What I do want to say, though, in regards to how Squid Game has been accepted by the audience, it's rather interesting. So the premise, of course, is an intriguing one, and maybe also one that is not too far off from what we could consider a reality. Could it work? Would people watch other people play games to their death? I just watched a boxing fight before I recorded this, by the way. Just saying. So are we that far away? So, and I think that's also one of the intriguing premises here. It's like we're like, okay, that's crazy. It's science fiction, but actually, like, I mean, like it's been a thing forever, right? So bread and games, like that's what the people need. So that's interesting. So that's of course one reason why it's so successful. But then another reason I would throw out there is that right now it's just Korean entertainment is on a high, of course. We have K-pop with Blackpink, BTS, and so on. By the way, Blackpink in your area, that singer you think is super cute, she's from Thailand, just saying, because this podcast is also from Thailand. So, hey Lisa, come on the podcast. No, but back to a little bit more serious tone here. Korean entertainment is riding a wave right now. It's riding high, and maybe that's also just relates or like pushes Squid Game a little bit in terms of success factor. Like, why are we so open for it? If you have lots of good quality content that you think, hey, it's cool, I like it anyways, maybe you give another Korean show another try. And it's not a knock on Korean shows and entertainment. Like Parasite was awesome, for example, right? So we're used to Korea producing great content, so maybe that's also why the audience is more open. Like, hey, we know there's great content coming out of Korea, let's just try this too. Also, there's probably Netflix, the Netflix algorithm is obviously not unbiased towards Netflix shows. So if they want to push something, they're going to push something, obviously. So I'm not saying they did this here, but in this number one trend in the world, they decided what's the number one trend in the world on Netflix. Yeah, so just saying, but I'm not taking anything away from it. I watched it too. I also struggled with the subtitles and the dubbing because yes, this saying like, hey, you should watch. It's better to watch it like undubbed but with subtitles. But then when you check the subtitles compared to the dubbing, you're like, those subtitles are not that great. But you probably heard about the issue out there anyway. So the subtitles change some of the meaning. But I want to talk about the media and the response. And so first of all, because of the fact that we're all open to Korean entertainment right now, I think that's a big thing. That's why it's so successful. Then mainstream media, of course, is desperate to have content that makes people click, and nothing makes the entertainment audience, the young entertainment audience online, interact as fast or as intense as K-pop or in this case now K-drama or it's drama, right? K-acting. So Because right now maybe there's no BTS single out there. Right now there's no Blackpink out there that can go on Jimmy Fallon. But Squid Game is successful, so let's get the cast of Squid Game on Jimmy Fallon and on all those other shows. And again, I'm not taking anything away from the guys and girls that created the show, because it's awesome. Just saying, I think the mainstream media is quite happy that there's like another now Korean wave coming, because they saw so much success with the K-pop wave. And like, okay, let's try this also with the K-drama, K-acting wave. Let's just keep going, because the world right now seems to be the oyster for all things Korean entertainment. And again, not knocking on it, just saying that seems to be the trend. And if you see a trend, you go for it, right? So fully understand. Then the thing that they had to do on Jimmy Fallon and so on, of course, terrible, because Jimmy Fallon is just lame by now. But still good on them for making it on there, because and they're very likable. Like the actors that went on there, for example. Yes, I sat through it to prepare for this podcast. So the actors, of course, very likable. Good answers, smart answers, very positive vibes. So that's all cool. Now I almost lost my train of thought. Back to why Squid Game is so successful, and like why the media is so happy about it. Because right now there's nothing else that they can really push that gets them the interaction that anything fans give you, right? So if you post something about Blackpink, whatever, the comments within seconds are flooded by K-pop stans, and now something similar is going to happen with K-drama, of course. And again, can't be mad at them for using those trends, I believe, or for using this approach, because they are in the click view business, and so they have to do whatever they have to do. Now, what's next, though, is the question. How long can this keep going? Is the question. And how much will they keep blowing it out of proportion, because the proportion can be quite big. But how much longer will the media go with it? Because right now, if you type into Google, and I did it, Squid Game, you have like 1,000 new news articles every day, right? More about Squid Game. And can Squid Game work in the real world? And this YouTuber did this about Squid Game, and this, and it's Squid Game here and there. And so how long can we ride the wave of Squid Game? I mean, I've said Squid Game now 500 times in this podcast. Let's hope the Google algorithm or the YouTube algorithm or Spotify algorithm picks it up. Hey, Spotify and YouTube, Squid Game. To show it to K-pop fans and then K-pop or K-drama fans, and then they all gonna come after me, even though I didn't say anything bad. And yes, I also am a big fan now of, you know who, the main actor, of course. Again, lost my train of thought for a second. So the media. Sorry, I did so many podcasts today. The media. So I think what they're gonna do is now trying to write this for a few more weeks. Then probably break out into diving more into what the actors are doing elsewhere, like more background about the actors, and now. That model actress is famous anyways, and now she got like another model deal, I believe, or like a representation deal, like a brand ambassador deal, and so on. So they're gonna focus on those individuals more. I think we're gonna blow them more up. Stories about her, stories about the other guy, some of the main actors, that handsome police guy, and so on. So I think the media is gonna try to highlight those individuals more now, just to get more out of it. So that's my quick Squid Game take in regards to the media. Why they do that? Of course, because they want entertainment content. Entertainment content is easy to digest, is easy to publish. No one has to think about it, and it gets the clicks, and so that's much better than something serious. All right, having that said, that's my quick Squid Game take. What did I think, in case anyone cares? What did I think about the show itself? I think it started very, very slow. So the first episode was slow. Second episode, I fast forward a few times just to go to the action, and it happened to me a few more times over the show itself. Like in every episode, I was eventually just fast forwarding somewhat, because quite frankly. And I might be like in the minority that the acting didn't really cut it for me. it wasn't terrible acting. I'm not saying this. They're all better actors than I am, obviously. But I was just not that intrigued by the characters, to be honest, because it was still rather obvious to see which angles they were coming from. So that I didn't see that much character development there. I know you're all gonna hate me. I still enjoyed the show for what it was, though, and to see like what decisions do they make and so on. The ending, then, of course, spoiler. Yeah, should have ended it maybe like a little bit sooner, like after he wins, and then nothing is much better for him, and just finish. But of course, they want to have the chance to then move on to season 2 and what's happening next and so on. So from a media point of view, it still makes sense that they ended the way they ended it. All right, so that's my quick Squid Game take for this week. You can see that I'm already struggling keeping it together. My voice is leaving me. I promise next week will be like a deeper, more detailed breakdown again of media theories, or like applied theories in media. In the media world, I already planned it, so I'm trying to not make it too academic. So please let me know if it's too academic. By the way, if I do some of those breakdowns like I did before, like I'm going to do again next week, let me know if it's too academic. Be like, hey, stop using all those theories. That's too much. Or explain those theories more. Or explain more theories. So let me know whatever floats your boat. funkitpod@gmail.com. Feel free to shout out. Social media @funkitpod. I'm happy in regards to getting some feedback in regards to what you guys want to hear, simply because, I mean, I work as an academic, but I don't see myself being an academic, but sometimes maybe I get hung up in being too academic or being not academic enough, because I try to make it bite-sized for this generation. So shout out, let me know. And well, until then, as always, I do hope you stay safe, you take care, and I'm going to talk and see you soon. Sawadee Cup.